Hi, Barry. It's nice to finally meet you.
Hi, Kat.
I'm still
Good
floored.
to meet you as well.
I'm still floored by this Skype thing, even though I use it all the time. But there you are in LA, and here I am in Belgrade, and I'm like, this is just amazing.
It's amazing. It really is. It really is. Brings worlds together.
Seriously. So thanks for taking time to chat with me.
Not a problem.
So you are a dating coach and trained life coach, and you now support six-figure female entrepreneurs with their love lives. So what does
hmm
that mean exactly? How does that look?
Well, even though I'm trained as a life coach, I do prefer the term dating mentor at this point because, a lot of it is really about staying with that person as they develop and grow into the kind of woman who attracts the love of their life. And a lot of it is internal work and really being there to support and challenge that person. In terms of where I really got into it, I mean, it's funny. You can be trained for things, but sometimes I think you're just meant for things.
Yeah.
And when I was growing up, my mother was a single mom and a working mom, and she did date a lot. And she'd come home from dates and sit me down at the kitchen table when I was 7, 8 years old, and she'd sort of ask me, here's what happened. What do you think? Do you think the guy's going to call? And should I see him again? And what does it mean that he did this or said that? I'm, 6, 7, 8 years old. I'm trying to figure this out. I'm like, I don't know. Yeah, sure. See him a second time. And maybe it means this. So I've been dating as a single working woman for a long time since I
Yeah,
was a kid.
seriously.
A lot of experience. But, beyond that, it's just I got to a point where I was looking for ways to apply my skills. I've always been somehow related to teaching and developing people. And it's just really a heartfelt thing for me to want to help women um, invite love into their lives, not go through what I saw my mom go through, and really make a difference for them. And I respond best to those kinds of women who are, successful and they're six-figure entrepreneurs. They're already thinking out of the box and they're willing to take charge. So if someone's really interested in getting empowered in their love life, then that's what I'm all about, and that's what I'm here for.
So you do one-on-one and seminars and those kinds of things?
Absolutely. I mean, I do a lot of talks and interviews, just to try to get the message out there and help start giving women the tools that they need to be able to be in the relationships they deserve. I see far too many women underselling themselves.
Yeah.
And once I meet women who are interested, there's one-on-one work I do. As you can see, Skype's a fantastic way. I do most of my coaching over Skype. I am pretty busy and pretty booked. I have a couple of slots usually here and there, but I do offer group programs, and I will be offering a telecourse. But if anyone's interested in finding out more, they can go to barrypaulprice.com, and there's a 15-minute dating assessment that I do over Skype at no charge for anyone new who is interested, and figure out what the best fit is for them out of all the different ways that we can work with you to get love into your life.
Ah, awesome. I love it. So what do you see as sort of the biggest problem women face, especially modern independent women, when dating?
Yeah. It's so funny because so many women have grown up becoming stronger, more self-sufficient, and independent in ways that weren't available to women, in the past. And it's been a great thing for empowerment of females. And I think what we're in right now, in my opinion, is somewhat of it's like a feminist backlash. It's sort of like the women signed up for this, but nobody gave the guys a primer on how to act or adjust.
Yeah.
So there's been a lag in men figuring out who to be with these new, strong, modern, independent women.
Mm-hmm.
And if you read anything by David Dido, who's a phenomenal author on the masculine and the feminine,
Okay.
he has a lot of really good research into this idea that we need a polarity when we have dating. So relationships are built on a masculine, feminine. The masculine being defined as something more directional, more decisive, a narrowing of things to get tasks done. And the feminine tends to be more diffuse, more accepting, more able to do 20 things at once, because that was generally, I suppose, the demands that women were able to do. So this idea of whether women have started to display a masculine energy because of the workplace and leaving men unsure of what to do, Really does come up a lot. So I would say the biggest problem I run into is women who are very strong, very independent, and the man really doesn't know whether she needs him in her life because she seems all sorted out. He doesn't know what he could do for her. And she doesn't want to really seem needy, so she doesn't let on that she could use anything from him.
Yeah.
And as a result, the guys just don't feel as drawn to her as they do to women who invite and are more receptive to some of that stuff.
Yeah, how does a woman strike that balance between being, sort of strong and independent, and then also, being sort of having that feminine energy, but then again, yeah, not wanting to seem needy, because then nobody wants somebody who's needy either. And it's like this very sort of, fine line you have to walk.
It really is. It's hard to be Wonder Woman during the day, and then take off the uniform and then go and be falling into someone's arms at night.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. But to a certain degree, that's the balance that does seem to work most commonly with the guys that are out there right now. It's funny, a lot of guys did start to shift into being more sensitive and more feminine, especially as more and more guys were raised by single mothers or brought up by school teachers who were largely female. And what we've seen is another backlash from women saying, where are all the strong guys with a backbone?
Yeah.
These guys have become so passive, and so feminized. So I think the way that you start to balance for a woman, if you're someone who's used to really going out there and fighting the world, and conquering and coming home and being the provider, it's really important that you also be taking care of your own needs. What I mean by that is, self-care. Self-care is a concept. Cheryl Richardson has a phenomenal book on it called The Extreme Art of Self-Care. And it's for women who have started to put their needs last because work comes first, taking care of their bills, if the house comes first. If they have a child, the child comes first, second, and third, and so on and so forth down the line. What happens when we're not meeting our own needs is we begin to become more needy. So we start to look into the relationship for the way to meet those needs. Or the other alternative is even in the relationship we try to be superwoman and have no needs whatsoever, and we just end up unfulfilled. We end up grumpy and dissatisfied. We look at the checklist and everything's there. Great job, tick. I'm a man, tick. I have it all. Why am I not happy?
Yeah.
And it's because you're not allowing anyone to actually meet your needs a little bit and meet your own needs. You have to have a voice and say, look, I need this, I need that. It's okay to need things. It really is.
Yeah, absolutely. I love it.